What it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, man. They saying Errol, Spence, and Terence Crawford is going to be announced for June 17th, April 22nd at the Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis fight. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. So, I told y'all that the fight was pretty much done. It was going to be happening. I didn't have a date. I knew that they said something big was happening. I'm on Crawford side of the street. It was either Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. I mean, Errol Spence or Jamel Charlo. So we know Charlo still got the hand injury. It wasn't going to be him. So now it's, the ring is possibly, saying it could be happening. And it said Las Vegas, so we don't know. MGM Grand, T-Mobile, it had to be my best guess. I think it'd be Errol Spence's first time headlining Las Vegas. And at the end of the day, I think it was a lot of pressure from the networks to deliver. And they got to say they own ass too. This is what boxing needed. We should need this to be a little bit more punctual, maybe a little bit deeper in the summer. But the thing about it is, we're gonna have a tremendous amount of fights coming up in June, or just in the springtime, summer. I think summer is, I don't know what officially summer is this year, but it is technically be spring. You got Taylor, T.O., New York, June 10th. Also, you could have Jaime and Triple G. I promise I couldn't say nothing about that, but we could be hearing something soon about that. Post they targeting June 10th or just a Jaime comeback on June 10th. Devin Haney and Lomachenko May 20th. So, and there's some fights in there I'm forgetting. I think Puello Rolly coming up. Don't J-Rock on the card or some one of them cards. So there's some fights coming up. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Few fights on this weekend. Fondora versus Mendoza. Bam Rodriguez coming back this weekend. Shakur Stevenson fighting the dude that knocked out Nakatani. I think it was said 6 rounds. So it's a bunch of fights coming on this weekend. Like Shakur Stevenson got a cold. I mean, everybody got a little cold going around right now. And the best way to continue to boost your immune system is, obviously, getting those proper vitamins up in you, But yeah, about time. It ain't happened, on time, but it happened, hopefully it happens. Crawford said they was near the end, about a week or two ago. They was, coming to the end, and I shared that with y'all. That it was finally happening, and we'll see. One bad thing about being in Vegas is they can hike up the price, but a good thing about it, you can just do closed circuit if you can't get in. So it's just the atmosphere. It's a great event for content creators to get a lot of interviews, and not even just boxing interviews. Celebrities be there, and I know where they be at, so you know what I'm saying. But you can walk around, you'll find anybody, man. So my best guess is the MGM Grand or the T-Mobile. They both right there by each other. You can walk. You can several hotels you can go to on that Vegas Strip. And some affordable ones over there without resort fees, I believe. I mean, or you can go a little further down. I mean, the most popular choice for a lot of people is Circus. So, because it's the cheapest. I'm not flying across the country for cheap. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to stay in the vicinity. It's either going to be more likely Excalibur, Mandalay Bay, the Lexor, New York, MGM Grand, the Oyo. It's probably one of those, more than likely. So, or, get a, maybe Park MGM, a distant last one. But yeah, it's just, hopefully, they both make it to the fight healthy. We know it's going, it's really going to be excuses on Errol Spence side if he lose, and Terence Crawford ain't going to have no excuse if he lose. And most people, Crawford's kind of in that lose-lose situation. You know, Errol Spence, the car accident, you know, people having sympathy, the media picking him to be the chosen one. You know, if you lose, oh man, Errol tried hard. Errol came back from a car accident. Errol came back from an eye injury. Errol had over a year off. Errol come off tough tune-up, tough layoffs and take tough tune-ups. And if Terence Crawford lose, oh, he was always overrated. But then in retrospect, they'd go there and try to boost Errol Spence's resume when it comes to Terence Crawford and try to say the things we said about Terence Crawford in the past when it comes to when he got to go up against somebody else that, you know, it's, they make it, got to go against somebody else who they trying to debate the resume or whatever. But, Las Vegas is the place for this fight. People say, well, you can maximize revenue in Dallas. You can't maximize. If Dallas was the mainstay for maximizing revenue because of a stadium, bro, y'all don't understand. Vegas pay site fees. Vegas got resort fees. Vegas got closed circuit. Vegas is, you can just upcharge. That's why it's Vegas. That's why it's popular. There's more money in Vegas. Simply put. That's why it's the fight capital. If they want to fight in the football stadium, they can fight in Las Vegas, in the Raiders, Legion Stadium, whatever it is, they wanted to. But that's why it don't matter. Floyd used to do the MGM Grand all the time. Even though it holds 16,000, they can just spike up the tickets and the amenities and the concessions and the resort fees and all the shit they can make. They can make double what they can charge in Dallas and anywhere else. So it's just everything Vegas got to offer. It's a tourist place, and it's a revenue boost for the whole city. So at the end of the day, two of them brothers came together. They made it happen. They really wanted to stretch it out as far as possible. The smartest thing Terence Crawford did was take the Ivanesian fight. And the best thing he could be doing is keeping his nose clean and working out and staying in shape and never let him catch him slipping. And Errol Spence, same thing. Getting in the gym, staying in shape, pissing, shitting, eating, sleeping, dreaming about boxing. Because it's going to be a phenomenal fight. I don't see it, not being a great fight. Somebody going to get hurt. Both might get hurt. Both guys like to fight at their own tempo. Errol Spence kind of, with the Ugas fight, he like to fight at a high tempo. Terence Crawford like to take his time. So you got a volume guy who turned his punches over really, really well against Ugas and was snapping. And you got a guy that, who like to take his time, like to make adjustments. He'll give some rounds away. And I think Errol Spence's length is going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. And the question is how is he going to attack that length? How is he going to attack Errol Spence? I think exactly what Errol Spence is going to do. And I think Errol Spence, the question is, will Errol Spence overwhelm him with volume? And with that volume, can Terence Crawford counter and take advantage of it? It's a question. It's a great question. That's what it is. I mean, even though Terence Crawford could do it all, he showed versus Amir Khan, he can get off to a speedy start. But you got to ask yourself, I think you may see a version of Terence Crawford that's more closer to the Victor Postal version. I think he got to move Errol Spence's feet off that spot. I think that's exactly what you're going to see him do. I think you're going to see him use his legs. If it come a dog fight, maybe get on the inside and try to tear Errol Spence up from the inside. But I really think he might use his legs and make Errol Spence got to be stationary to punch. And that's one of the other reasons he kind of let Mikey off the hook and shit. Because he got to be set to really land and be accurate. And with, Terence Crawford, he can punch on the move. He can generate power off platform, on platform, all that type of stuff. So you might see a situation where he really may pick up his feet, and then he may, once he start frustrating them and moving, then he might look to close the show. But, them sitting in the middle of the ring being a tactical fight, that's interesting. Because, one thing about Errol Spence is about the long right jab, And the one thing about beating Errol Spence is you got to take away that long right jab. How do you do it? You know, Sean Porter used movement. Sean Porter used his jab to take away the jab. He kept moving off the spot. That's why I say I see probably Terence Crawford trying to move, knowing that Errol Spence had issues with moving targets because he has to be stationary to punch. So I see him using angles. I see him using kind of a somewhat of what he did versus Post. People say, oh, that's a long time ago, and he hasn't moved like that in years. But I think he kind of got a similar opponent, a guy in Errol Spence that's not as upright as Victor Postal, but he's upright, and who has to be stationary to punch. And you know you got an opponent that got to set their feet to punch and can't punch off platform. Why would I be there? And I can punch him, and I can punch and move. I can stick and move. So I got a feeling that he gonna move in and out. I don't think he gonna sit there like he did with Kell Brook, or he sat there with Sean Porter and just picked his shots. He made a lot of great adjustments in that fight. I think you may see a version that's going to combination of what he did in Postal, maybe not the exact carbon copy, maybe a replica of that. And I think you may see some of that Jeff Horn fight, him looking to try to close the show. And I think for Errol Spence, he loved to be accurate. He loved that left jab, that right jab. If you don't take away that jab, it's a wrap. More likely he going to dominate and beat you. So, you know, if it becomes a fight of attrition, this is going to be a beautiful thing to see. You got Errol Spence who come in great condition. You got Terence Crawford who come in great condition. So, still think it's a good fight. You know, but they letting the clock kind of tick down a little bit. But, you know, for Errol Spence, the great thing about it is, you know, he approaching, you know, it's getting hot in Dallas. And that's going to prepare him. That's going to prepare him for, you know, war. So, but yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hitting all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live, drop video. Check out the Box Rumor playlist. Ring Magazine broke the story. Shout out to them. But yeah, hit my link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.